Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2019. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And if you are live with me on Twitch, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And so we are going to be reviewing Quagsire today. The combination of Quagsire plus Naganadel is pretty strong in an all non-GX deck. We have Quagsire with 120 HP and the ability Washout, which as often as you like during your turn, before you attack, obviously, you may move a Water Energy card from one of your bench Pokemon to another, or to your active Pokemon rather. And Hydro Pump deals 60 damage plus 20 more damage times the amount of Water Energy attached to this Pokemon, so a really good attack. And combined with Naganadel, which with its ability Charging Up allows you to attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, you are able to freely move and recover energy around to make sure that your attackers are powered up. Now your attackers are Quagsire and Naganadel, but we also have the fighting type Quagsire dealing 120 for 3 water energy, but it being a fighting type gives it a good advantage against Zoroark and Pikarom, which is really nice. And then we also have Volcanion Prism Star with humongous 160 HP. Its ability Jet Geyser allows you to discard a water energy from your hand, and if you do, your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched. And Sonoblast deals 100 damage, and its attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So a pretty solid 3 energy attack right here with a hugely bulky basic. And then we have Onix as well. 4 energy for 120 damage, pretty solid, straightforward damage. And fighting type once again helps with Pikarom and Zoroark. Then we have our Ditto, because we are using 2 stage 1 lines, so Ditto is actually pretty nice. Can be a 5th Wooper, can be a 3rd Poipole. And we have our trusty Oranguru to instruct for more cards. Supporters wise, we have 4 Lillie, 4 Cynthia, 1 Erika, and 1 Judge. We do have triple Acrobike, though I'm not sure Acrobike is actually better than Pokégear, so I'm actually going to make that change. I do think Pokégear is going to be slightly more reliable than Acrobike, so I am making that change. Definitely should increase the consistency of the deck quite a bit and help it with the turn 1 Lillie more often. 4 Wishful Baton, so that any Pokemon that attacks can conserve the energy and it does get kept into play. Triple Rescue Stretcher, because the early game can be difficult and we lose a lot of basics whilst we're setting up, but once we do set up, we become very cost effective against the top decks in the format. A single Counter Catcher, that is the only way we can actually attack something on the bench, but usually you don't need more than one way. For Aqua Patch allows us to accelerate even more energy from the discard pile, especially if something got knocked out that wasn't utilizing Wishful Baton. 2 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra will help us in finding those basics early as well, and the Viridian Forest help us in getting energy in the discard pile. 4 Aqua Patch, 4 Naganadel, and also getting energy in our hand to make sure that we can attach every single turn. So I'm gonna save the deck, I'm gonna jump into the ladder, and let's see if we can keep up this hot streak that I'm currently in, right, with this Quag. So yeah, hopefully this goes well. Okay, why not fighting Wooper? Well, why yes, though? Like, what's the advantage of fighting Wooper? The only advantage I see is that, like, it hits for, like, a 2-shot on a Zoroark or something, but that feels very nonsensical. I feel like Water Wooper is always better because you can Aqua Patch onto it, and you can't Aqua Patch onto fighting Wooper. Why the Escape Board? So that in certain situations you have Free Trader, it's especially strong against Naganadel, on Naganadel rather. So why not? Yeah, why not? And Diego Y2, I believe, is Diego Casiraga, the 2017 world champion, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that is him. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is indeed him. So Slowking, it does, yeah, we're up against Zoroark, so the fighting type Quagsire and the Onix will be pretty useful against this particular opponent. He is playing triple acceleration energy, so I assume Dugong and Slowking are things that are going to be seen. Yeah. Okay. So I would like the 2 mulligans, that's pretty nice. Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting. Benching the Ditto is not great, right? Because that encourages Alolan Muk. So I want him to go ahead and set up without allowing himself to establish Alolan Muk, because then having the Ditto as a dead bench space would actually be pretty awful for us. So I'm not gonna bench Ditto unless it's like a last resource kind of thing. And unless I see that my opponent has no way to get Alolan Muk into play the next turn. And yeah, he immediately discards the Alolan Muk, which is good news, right? Because then he's not gonna be able to stop our Ditto. We see the Zorua, we see the Meowth, we see the Slowpoke, we see the Lillie. So yeah, hopefully this will be a good game against the former world champion. Running Quagnag anyway, I just throw in another switch or Guzma. That makes sense, Startheoda. I definitely wouldn't mind having a Guzma in here. Definitely wouldn't mind that at all. And then we see a Lillie for 6, we see a Zorua benched. And we see the Ditto. So still a chance for Muk, unfortunately. Still a chance for Muk. I don't want to use Jet Geyser, I don't think. At least not this turn. At least not this turn. And like I said, I don't want to risk the Ditto at this point. I definitely don't want to risk the Ditto. I'll bench the Wooper for sure. Now, our hand is actually not great at all. So I will start thinning it out. I guess I should bench the Ditto. Will he actually rescue Stretcher for the Muk though? That's the question. And I'll pass. Okay, so not in the best spot, especially with no follow-up supporter. I can exhaust my whole hand to draw cards with Instruct, which is great. The Muk in the discard pile is also really nice, because unless he plays 2 Muks, and I assume only 1 Rescue Stretcher, so as long as Diego does not find the Rescue Stretcher, I believe we should be okay. Right? If he does establish the Muk, however, not gonna lie, we will be in a lot of trouble. So does he establish the Muk? That Ditto off of the Lillie was actually huge. He will go ahead and Pal Pad. That's an indication of a weaker hand, because he's putting back, I assume. Okay, Kuzma is Rolla, so I guess that's not necessarily an indication of a weaker hand. Does decide to use the Stadium to discard the Oranguru. Don't believe he's going to be playing any basic energy. Goes for the Lillie for 4, so he found the Ditto off of the last Lillie. Does he find the Stretcher off of this one? And then if he does, I mean, we're definitely not getting Guzman, which is a big deal, right? And we see the pass. Okay, perfect. And we top deck, so actually, we are in a really great spot now. We are actually in a really great spot. Definitely gonna evolve the Ditto into this Quagsire, right? Definitely gonna go ahead and discard this energy. I'll grab another one, and then I'm gonna check. The Onix is there, the Fighting type Quagsire is there, the triple Woopers are there. The other Poipole is priced, which is not a big deal. You usually don't need more than 1 Naganadel. So I think we're at the point where we have established so nicely, right, that I'm gonna go ahead and Aqua Patch onto the Quagsire, and then I'm gonna go ahead and Aqua Patch onto the Wooper, right? Just spread my energy a little bit, and then I should Instruct for 1, I believe. Water, that's fine. And then I'll go ahead and Cynthia. And okay, so this is looking pretty incredible, not gonna lie. I'll definitely bench the other Wooper. I have the Fine type Quagsire, I have the Wishful Baton. Even if I somehow end up losing the Wishful Baton to a Field Blower, that is gonna be completely okay. And then there's no way my opponent can KO my Volcanion this turn. absolutely no humanly possible way. So then with my Jet Geyser ability, I will make sure that I am attacking something else and the Slowking is getting damaged. So we are in a really, really good spot. The deck is flowing really, really nicely for us. Really, really nicely. So my opponent starts with a trade, throwing away a Nest Ball. I don't care anymore if he evolves into a Alolan Muk. I definitely don't foresee him evolving into a Alolan Muk. And we're gonna see a Guzma. That is fine, because nothing can actually really get trapped thanks to Quagsire's ability. And now the question here is, well, I actually get double KO here. I get a KO on Ditto and I get a KO on Slowking just by using my Volcanion. So 100% that is the play. I will be able to establish the fighting type Quagsire later, right? Definitely gonna Nest Ball for another Wooper. And yeah, I like attaching energy there. I should have actually Viridian Forested that away. That's pretty silly. I will go ahead and Lillie. Why bench the last Wooper as opposed to Nest Ball for a Poipole? Because I have the Wishful Baton. You don't need more than one Naganadel. You need Quagsires, right? The one thing you need in this deck are Quagsires. Naganadel, if you get 2, that's a luxury. Yeah, and the other Poipole is prize. So even if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, but Quagsires are the real reason this deck works. Yeah, there's a Poipole, coincidentally. More than one Naganadel is a huge luxury, and Naganadel is there like for a little bit of extra safety nets along with the Wishful Batons, but the big players are the Wishful Batons. And Indigo, thank you so much for the follow. You think Quagsire is a tourney viable deck? Yeah, I honestly think so. I honestly do think so. So double trade for my opponent. I would love to see an Acerola play here. Zoro's still good. I think Zoro is very underwhelming, honestly. It loses, I think it loses to Pigrom. Like, if it focuses on fighting types, it loses to Reshizard. If it focuses on water types, it loses to Pigrom. So no matter what, you have a really bad matchup against that tier 1 deck. And then Sapbeast is just getting better and better against it. And playing around Muk and whatnot. There's this deck as well. Gardevoir and Sylveon destroys it, so I don't think Zork is in a good spot at the moment. Yeah, I don't think it is. So getting those 2 prizes is actually pretty insane. Not gonna lie, pretty insane. Slight misplay on myself by not using the Viridian to discard the water, getting it back, and then finding another water to attach. So I would actually have 6 energy in play rather than 5. Not the biggest of deals, right? Not the biggest of deals. I assume my opponent is going to establish the Persian GX here, right? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't flow like this. Like, I am getting slightly lucky-ish. Definitely doesn't flow like this too commonly, I would say. Yeah, it definitely doesn't flow like this too commonly. Okay. Looking strong, though. Looking very, very strong. Okay. So there's a Persian, can't use its ability at the moment. Another fighting type weak GX. Is playing the Marshadow. So this looks pretty similar to a list I use. I would not be surprised to see a Judge here, but I'm like not too worried about it. I assume it's going to be an Acerola, in fact. Purely because another attack from this Volcanion would be a KO on the Zork. And no, it's actually going to be a Guzma. Interesting. Interessante. Okay, so we are going to lose the Wooper. I assume a Wooper with a water. Could be the Oranguru. Could be the Naganadel. Yeah. But either way, whatever new Zork my opponent decides to use, I will take that down. I will be taking that down because I have the double Quagsire combo. But yeah, I mean, even the Onix is arguably worse. I mean, the fighting type Quagsire is arguably worse than the Onix. Having both is nice, but I think Onix is much better in this spot. Okay, so I have to decide who gets to attack this turn. I don't like the Onix too much. Well, I don't like either because there's no Wishful Baton attached to either, right? That's what I don't like. So it's not the biggest of deals, right? It's really not the biggest of deals. Okay, I'm gonna go with the fighting type Quagsire because now I do want the second Naganadel. Yeah, since I don't have a Wishful Baton on the active. So I'm gonna bench this guy. I am going to evolve into this guy. I am going to evolve into this guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and discard this Quagsire since I do have triple stretcher available, right? And there's one energy. I will go ahead and attach that. And then I will go ahead and recover with charging up. And then having the energies protected by the Wishful Baton is huge. So I'm gonna go ahead and Cynthia. Once again, I have one less energy because of a slight misplay. Ultra Bowling away the water and the Nespo seems okay since I do have the Aqua Patch. Establishing another Naganadel that should give me basically what I need to win the game. Well, I guess if this Quagsire goes down, then I would need a way to KO another Zorg, or the Persian, right? Or the Persian. So I'm gonna go ahead and Aqua Patch, and I'm gonna put the energy on the Volcanion, right? Because that's where it's protected the most, and then I'm gonna wash out. And here's the thing: like, if my opponent KOs this Quagsire and I can't move the energy around, that's perfectly okay. Because then I have the fighting type Quagsire to deal with any of his attackers. And the only way he can KO me is, like, his best way to KO my Quagsire is with Splashback and then promoting a Lillie, which is not looking like a very strong option. So I'm gonna go ahead and serve this Zorg, get my next two prizes. A Guzma would be nice as well to just finish off a game that you're ahead in. But I'm not overly concerned. Do you think this deck is good against Weezing? Probably not, Starmie, a Pokemon. Probably not. This deck probably doesn't beat Weezing. It is flowing well for the video, indeed. That's always a plus. That is always a plus. Okay, so Persian GX is indeed my opponent's Pokemon of choice. But that's the other thing. If my opponent chooses to GX and go out into Lillie, I will not have enough. That one energy that I slightly misplayed is actually costing me. Zoro Lucario's looking Persian. I mean, maybe. Yeah, Mew probably not good enough in this. Mew probably not good enough. We are going to see a Nespo here. Speaking of Mew, we're gonna see Catwalk, so definitely gonna be able to get a KO. I'm not sure why you wouldn't KO the regular Quagsire. I guess the Mew is going to be his sacrificial Pokemon this turn, which is okay, right? Which is perfectly fine. I do need to find one of my stretchers to establish another Wooper this turn. That's gonna be super important. We see the triple acceleration energy. And we're definitely going to see Splashback GX. But I don't foresee how my opponent could possibly win this game. We just have too strong of a board. Not finding the Wishful Baton is definitely good for him. If I had kept those three energies, then Quagsire would just be able to KO absolutely anything it wanted. And there's Lillie. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Energy attachment 5. Second. Poipole 6. So I'm gonna try, right? I should try to win this turn. And I definitely can. If I had saved the Ultra Ball, I would have. That helps, right? I mean... Okay, so I'm gonna Viridian Forest away the Lillie for a water. I have one Aqua Patch, I have one Naganadel, I have triple Ultra Ball. All those are out. So definitely attaching this to the Volcanion. Yeah, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, that's enough, right? Yeah, I have 6 energy, 6 times 120. I mean, 6 times 20 is 120. Plus the base 60, that is enough, right? 1, 2, okay, 60, 80, 100, 120. Yeah, that's enough. My opponent needed to go out into mute to not lose this turn. I thought that's why he went for it, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, energy is game. And I could have just searched the energy with a stadium, so my maths were failing me. I wasn't considering that energy would go to a discard ball, therefore I would just get the energy back with the Naganadel. So pretty nice. Still on a hot streak. Still undefeated for the past 2 hours, and with a decent variety of decks, right? With a decent variety of decks. I did take Magikarp and Weller GX out of the list. Magikarp and Weller GX, it's a decent card. It can be very hard hitting. It's also a really bad starter, and it exposes the deck quite a bit if you start with it, even if it's a very low chance. And there seems to be Mew being included in many decks, so that just adds to the trouble, right? That just adds to your trouble. So for now, I took it out. Yeah, this is only a few cards different from the list that made top 16. Nothing too impressive or too big. We get a nice hello. I imagine we're up against a lightning based deck based on the Jirachi. I guess we're about to find out. I mean, it could also be Regizard, so never mind. Could definitely also be Regizard. But it is indeed Zapdos, so because we have 120 HP on Quagsires and 130 as well, it is usually a very decent matchup for the deck because they eventually do run out of steam, and we are up against Zapdos Ultra Beast, which is even better. The Boss Formosa though, that could be a problem if my opponent is able to GX KO for 2 prizes at some point. Yeah, so that's just something we have to worry about. So that Wooper is a very nice top deck. I am going to get a very, very nice Lillie over here. Definitely going to establish the Ditto, right? Definitely going to establish the Ditto. Volcanion is also really good against Zapdos. Really, really good. Magikarp and Weller would also be insanely good against this sort of deck. And then I kind of like the Wishful Baton. I kind of like keeping the Wishful Baton actually. Lillie for 7, Lillie for 8. It's still pretty good. Okay. I mean, wow. That is a hand, right? I was happy keeping a Wishful Baton, and then yes, I replaced the Acrobike with Pokégear. That is an insane draw. That is actually insane. Jeez, come on. I mean, is it worth poisoning the Jirachi? I don't think it is. And then, I mean, keeping the energy in play is pretty important, so I'll Wishful Baton this guy. I mean, unless I get a Lillie for 6 next turn, right? That's pretty insane. Or at least Lillie for 5, but that was really odd and really bad. How on earth does that happen, though? How on earth does that happen? We see an escape board. We are going to see a retreat and a KO. That's fine. Right, so as long as I find a Quagsire, I will be able to return KO. And my opponent needs double Electro Power to return KO himself. So this should be okay. Just need one Quagsire. Okay, so I mean I think it's Wishful Baton time. Definitely Wishful Baton time. I will go ahead and Viridian my Viridian. Find that energy. I'll save one Wishful. I will attach. I will Aqua Patch. And I really just want Quagsire deck. Please don't fail me. Give me all 4 if you want to. Okay, so we do find it, which is awesome. Definitely think that like the Wishful Batons should be enough to the point where I don't need the 4th one. Though Counter Catcher probably also not gonna need it. So I'm gonna keep the Wishful Baton. And then I really needed Oranguru here. I really needed Oranguru. Okay, I'll just set up another Quagsire then. Thanks so much for the follow, EP Wildo. I really needed another Oranguru though. Okay, I'll leave the Ditto as a Ditto. I mean, I have an energy recovery, right? Clearly. So this energy, obviously, and then I'll go ahead and Hydro Bond. So I get a KO. Hopefully this Quagsire is able to take 2 KOs. I fully expect my opponent to go after. There's the pesky Oranguru that I wanted earlier on, but it's fine. It's fine. Have I played Corsola Lapras? Definitely not. I don't even know what Corsola does. Okay. We see the Lillie. We see the Shrine, not a big deal. I mean, it does mean we can't have guaranteed energy attachments, but not the biggest of deals. I did find Oranguru right after I needed him, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice, Oranguru, thank you. We do see a retreat into a Jirachi. We are going to see a Choice Band. I'm hoping no Escape Rope. Oh my gosh, and there it is. I mean, I don't mind feeding my opponent a Wooper, but actually, if he doesn't have double Electro Power, like if he has double Electro Power, I'm fine losing the Quagsire. If he doesn't, then we immediately turn the price chart around, and that's exactly what happens. Very nice. Okay, and I even find the Pokégear, so definitely gonna attach the Wishful Baton there. Definitely gonna instruct for 2. Jun Guy, thank you so much for the follow. I will go ahead and instruct first. Yeah. Establish yet another Wooper. And then I'll go ahead and Pokégear. Oh, come on, you're kidding me. How do I whiff? I've played 2 supporters. How do I whiff this Pokégear? What? Okay, now I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have Field Blower. If my opponent has Field Blower and gets a KO on the active, then I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. Right? A lot of trouble. Okay. Rescue Stretcher, meh. Not the best, not the worst. Corsola does 20 for each water energy attached to it. Doesn't sound very powerful, Darth-Yoda. Doesn't sound very powerful. Okay, we see the energy spinner. Missing an energy drop is a bit hurtful, but we do have 4 Wishful Batons established, so it's not the biggest of deals. It is not, in fact, the biggest of deals. My opponent will get a prize, that's fine. He still saves the 2 Electro Powers, or he still hasn't used any Electro Powers, rather. So, triple over here. It's definitely the Pokemon I'm going to use to attack this turn anyways. So I think this stretch chart can easily be dedicated to a Quagsire, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind putting everything back either. So I'll do that. I'll do that. The Poipole could be important later on. I will go ahead and Escape Board this Wooper, and then I'll instruct for 2. Come on. Don't fail me, Oranguru. Meh. That's a bit of a fail. Not the biggest one, but a bit of a fail. So I'll attach there, and then I'll go ahead and Hydro Pump for the KO. We're still ahead in the price race. My Abbott is accumulating a very big hand, so I would not be surprised if he knocks out my Quagsire, but I do have Ultra Ball, and I do have Cynthia finally, so we're still in this. We're definitely still in this. We have an advantage, and just barely, right? Just barely we are finding the right resources in order to make sure that we continue to have that advantage. So we see a Stretcher. That's my opponent's second Stretcher, I believe. Yeah, he's already used one. There's 3 Zapdoses gone. We did skip Sledgehammer turn, which I hadn't even thought about, which is really good. He's just gonna put 3 Zapdoses back? No. What? That is crazy, opponent. That is crazy talk. Well, I guess Zebstrika is a decent attacker as well. Right? Zebstrika is a decent attacker. They both need double Electro Power to get a KO. Still though, with 1 Zapdos, like that's his last Zapdos for the whole game. So 1 Zapdos takes 1 price, he goes down to 3. 1 Zebstrika takes 1 price, he goes down to 2. What else takes a price card here, my friend? There's the double Electro Power, completely understandable. We see a Volcner as well, but it's just all over the place, doing things in the wrong order. Should have played the Volcner first, because like if you Volcner for Electro Power, and then you play that, then you don't give me the information that you have another Electro Power in your hand, right? Whereas if he Volcners for Electro Power and Lightning, then I definitely know he has an Electro Power in his hand. And yes, Coco GX, but I mean, it is a GX that I can one-shot, so it's not the biggest of deals. So I will end up keeping the energy, right, onto the Oranguru, right, because it's a sturdy Pokemon that can take the energy and keep it safe. I will go ahead and promote the Wooper. And whatever I draw, yep, whatever I draw, I'm going to discard for a Quagsire. There we go. And hopefully the Cynthia gives us a decent hand here. I will go ahead and instruct for 2 first, however. And, ooh, perfect. Aqua Patch and Nest Ball. Really, really nice combination of cards to get, because we get 2 cards and then we Cynthia for 8, so it's almost like we Cynthia for 8 total cards, or at least we get to see 8 different cards this turn, which is really good. Naganadel, not so sure I want to evolve Naganadel here. Once again, we are left supporterless, right? Once again, we are left supporterless. I will wash out 2 energies from the Oranguru. Well, 1 from Oranguru and 1 from this Wooper. And that's it. Not the best hand, honestly. We keep running into the spots where we don't have a draw supporter, and we've only played 3. Well, we've played 4, I guess, because I discard the Lillie, but still, though. I played 4 Lillie and 4 Cynthia. Where are the others? Okay. And yeah, we are 100% in trouble, purely because now our hand is actually clogged up. Maybe I should have retreated and used Naganadel? Maybe that's what I should have done. Because then, like, I was at 3 prices, so I would have been able to get a KO. Think of a single price basic Pokemon doing 100 damage to something at bench for 5 energy. Well, that's the thing though. Pigrom, when Pigrom does the GX attack there, Theoda, Pigrom will usually be taking at least 2, maybe 3 prizes for 6 energies. When Corsola uses 5 energies, it'll deal 100 damage and that's it. So, just by thinking about that, it's pretty clear why Pigrom is so strong and Corsola is a really bad card in my opinion. Just doesn't do enough. It would have to be 40 times for each water for it to be worth it. And how on earth do you power up Corsola? Pigrom powers itself up. It has Dance of the Ancients. It's not about the one-on-one comparison. And Pigrom deals base 200 plus 170 to the bench for 6. For Solid is 120 total. So I don't think there's any comparison whatsoever. Wait, what? How did Nightcap KO me? Oh, he used Psychic. Okay, that's fair. Psychic isn't a KO. This is Psychic week, however. So that is good news. Because that means I should be able to use Naganadel to get another prize card. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I have to retreat the Oranguru so I can use the double Aqua Patch. Otherwise, I won't even be able to instruct. And I really need to instruct. I just need to find a Stretcher or a Quagsire to win the game. And yeah, the energies are just clogging up my hand. I won't even be able... No, I will be able to. Instruct for 1 though. That's really bad. Okay, so Aqua Patch. Jeez, why are we suffering so much? The deck not flowing as we would like it to in this last game. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be much nicer. Okay. Now we are talking, friends. Now we are talking. I actually think I should save this. No, I can't just Ultra Roll for a second one. Yeah. Don't need the water, don't need the fighting type Quagsire. Oh. I guess Volcanion is decent to grab. Okay, so definitely with this current hand, I am going to keep the Quagsire. I am going to keep the Quagsire in my hand. That way, no matter which Wooper goes down, I just evolve the other one, transfer energy over, and that is GG. That is GG. So turning point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and once again I have exactly 6 energy in case my opponent goes in with Coco GX to get this prize card. We should be a-okay. We should have the game won at this point. We should have the game won at this point. And the streak lives on. The streak lives on. Escape rope. Definitely not helping my opponent in this spot. Oh, you know what? The Buzz Formosa. Buzz Formosa plus Guzma KO on my Wooper would be game. Oof, that's not what's going to happen. But yeah, Buzz. Rhea, thank you so much for resubscribing. 17 months. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Wow, Buzzle Formosa actually would have won it for my opponent. I wasn't even thinking about that. So actually, I should have evolved one Quagsire into the fighting type and the other one into the water type. But then if he goes Guzma on the water type, I still lose. So my opponent actually had a good shot. My opponent actually had a good shot at winning here, which is very scary. Right? With Buzzle Formosa, he actually would have won. I'm gonna wash out. And will my opponent let me do all the damage? Please let me do all the damage, friend. Thank you. Very kind. Hydro Pump for 1 million. We get the KO. And yeah. Yeah, if he had gotten Buzzmosa on a KO and a Wooper, we would have been dead. So something I didn't consider. But if he Guzma KO'd the Quagsire, we still would have lost, right? Because I had no way to switch. Oh, well, I had Volcanion, right? I had Volcanion to bring up whatever, and then the fighting type Quagsire would have KO'd. So I guess it would have been okay, right? I guess it would have been okay. But yeah, GG. GG to my opponent. The deck working out nicely. The streak lives on. We started at a like 5 win streak, 6 win streak, something like that. We have gone through quite a few decks so far today, and still a couple more to come. That will be all for Nagquack, however. If you're watching YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. Really helps out the channel, guys. I appreciate the huge support on YouTube. It's really been making a big difference. in the channel's growth. We've grown more in the last couple of weeks of Unbroken Bonds than probably in the last 6 months combined. So that's really impressive. People are really hyped on Unbroken Bonds. And I hope you guys are enjoying the extra quality of the videos with the cool intros, the 1080p, everything. He-Man, thank you so much for the follow. Rhea, that's really awesome. I'll get to see you at NAIC. And if you're watching live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I will be right back in just a second with our next deck. Be right back.